Yeah, and you also open a through line between sort of Marx and Foucault around the body as a line of demarcation in modern thought. And if I recall correctly, you note that Foucault returns the body to visibility, but you also resist readings of his work that detach domination from capitalism or production relations. What becomes possible when Marx and Foucault are read together through objectification of the body and the resistance of bodies to power? And why is it important for you to insist on that connection?
Thank you. I mean, I obviously, there are many ways to interpret every thinker, and especially with such complex and nuanced thinkers as Marx and Foucault, there have been as many interpretations as there are readers. But for me, it's important to avoid politically this juxtaposition that I often see in in theoretical interpretations between the Marxist tradition and the Foucauldian tradition as two opposed traditions, and to bring out, a Foucauldian reading as a counterpoint, a better counterpoint than the Marxist. This is a general move that I've seen over and over in theoretical interpretations, especially after the 80s, where Foucault's theory becomes very, very popular and almost hegemonic in at least the Anglophone world, but not only. So I don't deny that Foucault has a complex relationship to the Marxist tradition, and I try to go into that a little bit. But more than that, I see that there are incredible affinities that need to be brought out. Reading these thinkers in alliance with one another is so much more productive to my purposes than reading them at odds with or competing with one another. And I see, especially Discipline and Punish by Foucault, as a deeply Marxist work in the sense that uh, you can't really understand discipline unless you look at the factory. And of course, there's the prison, of course, there's the army barracks, but the factory is an incredibly important example of where what Foucault calls disciplinary power is in action. So, building off of that connection, I try to bring what Foucault does for the body in terms of theorizing the powers of the body, its resistance in his works, with Marx's emphasis on what happens to the body at the point of exploitation, and how, if we read them together, what kind of theoretical effects that has for our ability to grasp both the undomesticability of the body on the one hand, but also the various tactics of power that are developed in response to that undomesticability and the desire to domesticate it. So looking at various different situations through a kind of combined sensibility informed both by the insights of the Marxist tradition and the insights of the Foucauldian tradition, especially where they overlap and complement and augment one another, is important to me so that I can then bring that to the analysis of global capitalism today.